talk about the first city, that is Srinagar. So first of all we'll mark this city. So if you can see this point, this is the intersection point of the line which is passing from Pathankot, that this is Pathankot, to the point Kalimere. This is point Kalimere, and the line which is horizontally cutting across Jammu and Leh UT. This one line, right? This is the horizontal line. The intersection of these 2 points is our first city, that is Srinagar. So for every city we are going to read about particular things. These are the physiographical divisions, the important places, the climate of the city, the vegetations, and some other important things about the city. So for Srinagar, we are going to start with the physiographical features. What are physiographical features? These are those features which are visible to our eyes, like mountains, northern plains, deserts, plateau, coastal plains, deserts like Thar deserts, coastal plains, Deccan plateau, and islands, etc. So these are the physiographical features. Now we are going to read about like what are the physiographical features present in Srinagar. So starting from the mountains, so these are the great Himalayan mountain ranges which exists in Srinagar. South of it also there is Pir Panjal range, and near around both these lies the Kashmir Valley. Kashmir Valley, it is a rich source of, or entire Srinagar is the rich source of Karewa regions, Karewa soils. These Karewa soils are very fertile and they are helpful in the cultivation of saffron. So these regions are really good for the saffron cultivations and are one of the world largest saffron cultivation exists over these regions. These Karewa regions are nothing but the mixture of salt and silt, sand and silt. Now moving towards the lakes in Srinagar, there are mainly 2 lakes in Srinagar. One is Dal Lake, the most famous lake, and the second is Nijin Lake. Now starting with the Dal Lake, entire city of Srinagar is almost around Dal Lake, and Dal Lake is a large Pleistocene depression. Pleistocene is the time frame. It is the time period in which this lake was formed. So this is a large Pleistocene depression. Depression obviously nothing but a spherical hollow shaped like Jhelum River, which is one of the important tributaries of Indus River. It fits this Dal Lake, and Jhelum River is passing across from the middle of the Srinagar. Also Jhelum River, locally known as Vyat River. Another important lake is we have Nijin Lake. This lake have depositions. It has small islands. Those islands locally known as Radh in Srinagar. Almost all the important places of Srinagar, they are roaming around this Dal Lake, right? Now we'll start with the important places in Srinagar. So in important cities, we have number 1, we have Shalimar Garden. Shalimar Garden, it is led by the wife of Emperor Shah Jahan. It is a Mughal garden. The next we have Sri Shankaracharya Ji Temple, which is on the southernmost part of the city of Srinagar. It's a Hindu temple located on the top of Jabarwan range in Srinagar and in Kashmir Valley. So this temple, it is so high that you can see the entire valley of Kashmir, entire Srinagar is visible from this top. It's look beautiful to look at the city from this temple. Next we have the number 3rd, Chashme Shahi Garden. It is also a Mughal garden. It is on the eastern side of the lake. Another important place is Tulip Garden. So Tulip Garden, it is on near around Sri Shankaracharya temple, and there is also an important place, the Chingam National Park, which is which is in the eastern side of Srinagar city. The another important place next is the Chingam National Park, which is on the eastern side of the city of Srinagar. There is also National Park, Salim Ali National Park, which is on the western side of Sri Shankaracharya temple. And around Salim Ali National Park, we have Hawkerson Wetlands. It is a world-class wetland where there are a variety of birds like ducks and goose, etc. So these are all the important places. For number one is Shalimar Bagh, two Sri Shankaracharya temple, then Chashme Shahi, Tulip, then Chingam, Salim Ali, Hawkerson. That's it. There are a few other places as well, like we already seen the lakes, Nigeen Lake. So there is Dal Lake. Around it we have Nigeen. Around it we have Anchar Lake. So then there we have mountains beyond that, etc. So now we have done with the important places. Next we have there are the features of climatic features, like what are the rainfall pattern, what are the rainfall in centimeter in Srinagar, how is the vegetation type, when is the rainfall occurs in Srinagar, etc. So the rainfall is around 70 to 75 centimeter in Srinagar, and we receive rains mostly from the winters, and it is because of the southeast westerly jet streams which is coming from the Mediterranean regions. We'll read about it in more detail when we'll be reading the climate chapters. And we hardly receive any rainfall from the Bay of Bengal branch and from the Arabian Sea. Because of the large distance covered by these two branches, they are not able to reach to the northernmost part of India. So the climate is subtropical humid climate. This humid subtropical climate is helpful in the cultivation of apples, also saffron and rice in this region. Now after climate we will see the vegetations, we'll see the flora and fauna found in the Kashmir Valley regions of Srinagar. First we will talk about the flora. So in flora we have various vegetation types. We have subtropical, alpine, deciduous, etc. So in flora here we have deodar, chinar, pine, fir, shrubs. Also we have almond, if you know, walnut, willows, etc. Basically the coniferous trees, the deciduous forests, the alpine meadows, etc. And there are a lot of shrubs as well found in the Srinagar region of Kashmir Valley. So now we have various flora we already seen. Now we move towards the fauna. So there are a lot of species, the reptiles, mammals, etc. found in this region. One of the there are most important species, especially the endangered species. These are the hunguls. They in Kashmir they are also called as Kashmiri stag, and there are snow leopards, which are the endangered species in the IUCN's red list. Apart from these species, also have Himalayan black bear, Himalayan tur. There are also reptiles like snakes, also found the frogs, and there are various birds species as well. We've already seen like the ducks, goose, herons, chakor, Kashmiri flycatcher, etc. found in these regions. So if you are in touch with the current affairs, you'll be seeing there are a lot of species you already have heard in the current affairs sections, right? So like the hangul, the Kashmir stag, the snow leopard, also the flycatcher, if you heard of the Himalayan tur, black bear, etc. And the species, the deciduous forest, alpine meadows, coniferous forest, pine, deodar, fir, walnut elements. These are all the species you already have heard in news if you are in touch with. Now we'll just make a diagram around which we'll mark the locations of Dal Lake. Let's see. Now we'll see location around. This is Dal Lake. Around the west of the Dal Lake, we have Nigeen Lake, and around the west of Nigeen Lake, we have another lake, Anjar Lake. So Dal Lake, Nigeen, and Anjar. Now we'll mark the cities, the locations around these lakes. So starting from the southernmost location, over here we have Sri Shankaracharya. Below Sri Shankaracharya temple, here we have river Jhelum. So this Dal Lake, it is fed by this water of river Jhelum under the water seepage, right? So near around Srinagar and around Sri Shankaracharya temple, on the western side of this temple we have Shalimari National Park, and on the western side of near around Sri Shankaracharya we have Salim Ali. Then on further westward we have Hawkerson wetland, which is the world-class wetland. The next, from further eastward from Sri Shankaracharya temple, we have over here we have Pari Mahal, and if we move south east of Pari Mahal we have Pampur, and south of we have Pari Mahal we have Pulwama. We'll see these Pampur and Pulwama in our next videos, but let's focus on Srinagar only. And now from Pari Mahal towards northern side we have Chashme Shahi Garden. It is also a Mughal garden. And from northwestward toward the Chashme Shahi Garden we have Tulip Gardens. Just by the side of the lake, here we have Tulip Garden. It is really beautiful. Further northward and on almost on the northern side, here we have Shalimar Bagh. It is also a Mughal garden, which was whose foundation was laid by the wife of Emperor Jahangir. Now further northward from Shalimar Bagh we have Harappan site, which is also the northernmost Harappan site, Burja Home archaeological site. And towards the eastern side of Shalimar Bagh we have Danchingam National. So these are like one important places near around Dal Lake. Also from Archer Lake, from the westward, if we move over around here we have Wooler Lake, right? And there also we have near around Wooler Lake we have Indus River. So this Srinagar is entirely fed by the tributaries of Indus River system, that is Jhelum River. These all places are visible, like almost visible from Sri Shankaracharya temple, which is at a great height and gives a picturesque view of Srinagar. So that's it for the city. And one last thing which is left, the recent developments around this city. After 370 has been removed, there are a lot of development, and before that also there were developments. So there are IITs which are under construction, IIMs. Also there is a Tulbul project, and this Tulbul project Turbul project, it's a run of river project. What is run of river project? Any project which is being made on the river without disturbing the natural flow of that river. That is called as run of river project. So Turbul project, it is a navigational project. Navigational project that is can be accessible by the humans. The river which is accessible by the humans. Now we'll talk about a little bit about the transport. So Srinagar is accessible by both airways and roads. One of the important highway till Srinagar, it's the National Highway 44, which is the longest national highway in India from Srinagar to Kanyakumari, and it was previously known as NH1A. And also another important highway is NH1D. NH1D, which is also the old name of Srinagar Leh Highway, a crucial road connecting the Srinagar and Jammu and Kashmir to Leh Ladakh. So that's it for the Srinagar. That's it for the day. Have a good day. Bye bye. See you in with the next city.